What's going on, everybody? John Eric Poli here with my MMA news, and today we're going to be taking a deeper look at this weekend's main event at UFC Vegas 76, where Sean Strickland, the always entertaining, will be taking on Abus Magomedov. Just first, before we even get into any fight specifics, let me just tell you why I wore today's tie. It's because one of the men involved in the main event is not a fan of the color pink. Sean, thanks for doing this, man. Really appreciate it.
I mean, it makes me a little nauseous, but you'd be a good spokesman for Pepto-Bismol. Where are you from? What city are you from?
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Scranton, man, this guy got fucking picked on a lot wearing this fucking shirt, dude. You married?
I am not.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Well, you're going to make a fucking man very happy one day. Are you a gay?
I am not.
Okay, just checking. Nothing against the gays, but this guy, man, he's a little fucking funny. Well, I said, hey, I'm flying out of town, so I'm trying to rush this bitch. Not trying to be disrespectful to Pepto, but, you know, we're going to get this going. What's up?
And that interview that I did with Sean is available at mymmanews.com. Also, you could see it on this YouTube channel. As you could tell just by that little clip, it's going to be a pretty entertaining interview. Not a long one either. Only spoke to him for about 3-4 minutes. He was off to catch a plane, but 3 or 4 highly entertaining minutes there. Anyway, let's talk just first a little bit about this card before we get into everything with this main event. And it's actually, I know you might not think it's the best of cards, but actually a few familiar names on it. You have, let's see, Yana Santos, Kevin Lee, Ariane Lipski has a lot of fans following her. Grant Dawson, a nice contender coming up here as well, all on the card together. So not actually that bad of a card when you really think about it. So should be a pretty interesting night of fights. And I know what you guys are probably thinking though, hey, come on, you're giving the UFC the benefit of the doubt. Some of these cards have been bad recently. I get it. Actually, that is one of the things that I did talk to Sean Strickland about. And he even said that he felt it should have been like it was him and Paulo Costa in the main event. Hey man, you have a main event again coming up here. Just how excited are you to get back inside there, fight another main event?
Just fucking want to make some money, guys. I'm finally not poor in my life, you guys. Like, every time I fight, my bank account's getting bigger, so I can't wait to go try to fucking kill a man and make some money.
Now, there's been a little bit, people saying, why aren't you fighting anybody higher up? Is the UFC making too many main events and having too many events? Your thoughts on all that transpires? It
should have been me and Costa for sure, hands down. I had no fights. They asked a couple top 10 guys, not saying any names, but they all said no. So the UFC gave me a choice. You sit on the bench for like 6 months until somebody opens up or you fucking fight. And I said, I want to fight. Let's make some money.
Nonetheless, though, we are here. Will be Strickland and Magomedov in the main event. Let's break the fight down here first. We'll take a look at a few things before we get into the prediction. Let's kick it off, breaking down first Sean Strickland here. Strickland, pretty much everybody that follows the UFC knows about him, right? He's active. He's experienced. He's now been in a lot of big-time matchups, a lot of big main events, trains at a fantastic gym out in Las Vegas at Extreme Couture, a lot of high-level guys that he trains with every single day of the week whenever he's inside of the gym. He also recently trained with Alex Pereira, former UFC middleweight champion, who, of course, is moving up. Those two guys actually fought, now all of a sudden have become friends. So all of that definitely in the experience department, all checks the boxes for Sean Strickland. Meanwhile, Magomedov, the complete opposite, right? Not very well known to UFC fans, and we're going to pull up his record in that here now. Only one fight in the UFC. That's all pretty much UFC fans know about him, unless you followed him prior to his UFC days there. I know he's supposed to fight a lot more in the UFC, had a lot of canceled events there, but this is a big stage for him. It's a big step up in competition too for him, so that's kind of where we're at with the breakdown there. Now, as far as the tale of the tape's concerned, it's pretty much like as Mike Goldberg used to say back in the day, virtually identical when you look at it. Both guys 32 years of age. Both guys are pretty much the same height, reach pretty similar, so that's how that one goes there. Now, before we give the prediction, I do want to just take a look at what the odds makers are thinking for this fight here, and they are actually all kind of leaning towards Sean Strickland. This one, the odds are kind of close, but they are starting to widen a little bit into the Strickland department. So let's start with DraftKings, official betting sponsor of the UFC. Strickland minus 175, Magomedov plus 150. FanDuel did see a few odd changes within a few hours. They originally had Strickland opening up at minus 192. He, at the time of this recording, it's now down to a minus 166. Magomedov coming in at plus 130. Bet MGM, Strickland, they also have him at minus 175, just like DraftKings did. Magomedov plus 145. And finally, we'll take a look at Unibet, who has Strickland at minus 180 and Magomedov at plus 143. So now for the prediction of this one. And for me, I feel like that experience on Strickland's side can make a big difference in this fight, because you're not going to throw anything at Sean Strickland that he hasn't seen before. He's been in there with guys that could strike. He's been in there with guys that want to grapple. He sees it every single day when he's in the gym. So there's going to be nothing I feel like Magomedov can, catch him off guard with. Now, Magomedov, don't get me wrong. If you look at his record, a lot of knockouts on it. He has some serious, dangerous power, but Strickland's not really one to get knocked out. We saw Alex Pereira, knock him out, but, if you look at his record, mostly decisions on that record there. He has a few finishes of his own. So that's why I just feel like this experience department is really going to make a big difference in it. Plus, not to mention, it's going to be a 5-round fight, being that it is a main event. Strickland has fought in several main events. We saw him go the 5 rounds. Those questions also we don't have for Magomedov. Now, we are going to get those answers about Magomedov here Saturday night, and he could surprise everybody. He could have the touch of death in his hands. He could have the stamina to go the 25 minutes, and I think this fight is going to go the 25 difference, and I think Magomedov's power has, he definitely has the potential to make this a very interesting, exciting matchup. So for me, just too much in that experience department for Sean Strickland. I'll go with the safer bet, pick Strickland to win this fight by way of a decision.